One aircraft down in the middle of the field, full engulf.
All 6 people on board killed, according to the Riverside County Sheriff.
Imagine a routine flight turning into a heart-stopping crash, all caught on camera. A pilot, eager to impress his passengers, pushes the limits too far, leading to a dramatic and unexpected turn of events. This is not just a crash story. It's a lesson in the razor-thin line between confidence and catastrophe. Dive into the details of this gripping, cautionary tale that every pilot and passenger should hear. A pilot's attempt to impress his passengers led to a harrowing crash, all captured on camera. This story unfolds with a mix of irony, suspense, and clear lessons in aviation safety. The pilot, along with his wife and a friend's family who were YouTubers, embarked on what was meant to be a memorable flight in a Cessna T210M Turbo, also known as a Cessna 210 or Turbo Centurion. This aircraft, likened to a flying SUV for its 6-seat capacity, was about to become the stage for a dramatic lesson in the perils of complacency and recklessness. Before boarding, the pilot assured the safety of the flight, a promise that soon contrasted starkly with the events that unfolded. Despite his experience, the pilot's decisions during the flight reflected a dangerous mix of overconfidence and a desire to impress, particularly given that this was the passenger's first experience in a small airplane. The flight commenced from Roosevelt Municipal Airport, destined to traverse the scenic Uint Mountains and Moon Lake, a route the pilot had flown numerous times. This familiarity bred a sense of complacency. Unbeknownst to him, the conditions this time were vastly different. He was flying with a full passenger load, significantly altering the aircraft's handling and response. As they flew, the pilot maintained that he had ample speed and altitude, and the internal footage suggested otherwise, showing the aircraft perilously close to the terrain, reminiscent of low-level tactical flying but without the speed or agility of a fighter jet. In an attempt to slow down for a scenic descent over Moon Lake, the pilot extended the landing gear and flaps, a decision that would soon prove to be a critical error. As the Cessna T210M Turbo soared above the picturesque landscapes, the passengers, entranced by the view, were unaware of the unfolding risks. The pilot, basking in the role of an experienced guide, navigated the familiar terrain with a casualness born from routine, while this casual approach masked the gravity of the evolving situation. The aircraft, though robust and reliable, was not immune to the laws of physics and the limitations imposed by its current load and environmental conditions. The pilot's decision to fly low and slow in the canyon, a maneuver fraught with risk even under ideal conditions, was a critical misstep. This choice not only compromised the safety of the flight, but also demonstrated a fundamental misunderstanding of the aircraft's capabilities in the given conditions. The retractable landing gear and flaps, features designed to offer flexibility in different flying scenarios, were now unwittingly contributing to the aircraft's peril. In the minutes leading up to the engine's loss of power, the pilot's actions reflected a disconnect between his perception and reality. The extension of the landing gear and flaps, intended to offer a closer view of the lake, inadvertently put the aircraft in a precarious position. When the engine failed to respond to the throttle, the severity of the situation became starkly apparent. The pilot, now in a desperate struggle to control the aircraft, was confined by the canyon's walls, with limited altitude and options. The combination of high-density altitude, warm temperatures, and heavy load significantly affected the aircraft's performance. Despite these challenges, the pilot continued the descent into the canyon, a decision that would soon lead to disaster. When he attempted to increase the throttle, there was no response. The aircraft was losing power. The pilot had to make instantaneous decisions. He retracted the landing gear to achieve a cleaner aerodynamic configuration, aiming for a beach or hillside landing. However, with only seconds to react and limited altitude, his options were severely restricted. The pilot's decision-making in these final moments was a mix of quick thinking and missed opportunities. While he aimed to slow the aircraft for a safer impact, he overlooked key procedures like establishing a best glide speed for emergency landing. Additionally, his choice to lower the landing gear again, despite approaching rough terrain, was questionable. And that's it for today. Now don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, thanks for watching.